In this presentation, we will take a look at payroll reports after having entered the dental insurance, which is going to be paid by the employee, so we can compare the payroll reports after the dental insurance to those that would be processed before we had added the dental insurance within QuickBooks. Here we are. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. On the home page, we currently have the open windows open. You can open the open windows by going to the view drop down and selecting the open windows list. We're first going to go to the reports drop down up top, go to company and financial. Take a look at the balance sheet standard down here, balance sheet standard, changing the date just to the year end of 12/31/18. So here's our checking account that's been going down. All we have is payroll being processed. Here's the payroll liabilities that we have not yet paid. And then the equity section. We'll take more look at the changes to the financial statements in later presentations. We're going to go to the reports up top. We're going to go to company and financial and the profit and loss, just to get an overview of these main two reports, of course. 01/01/18 to 12/31/18. You can see that we only have the one number. All we've done is process payroll. We've got the payroll expense, including both employer and employee portion. Again, we'll explore that more in depth in later presentations. So now we want to go in and process the reports and see what has happened. So we're going to go to do that into our employee pay tax forms, and we're going to go to process payroll forms. And that'll go to the process payroll forms, which again is in our employee center as well in the file forms. We're going to go to the quarter, the 941. We're going to double click on the 941. And now we're on the second quarter. Remember, it's been January, February, March, and we're clearly on the second quarter because we actually processed this for April, which is in the second quarter, and we paid it in May, which is in the second quarter. So we don't have that kind of problem of, okay, which quarter is this in? The payroll period was in the second quarter as well as the paid date in the second quarter. So the end of the second quarter, January, February, March, April, May, June, 06/30/18. So 06/30/18, 6/30/2018. Okay. Processing the payroll. We're going to go ahead and say next here. And here is our information. So we have the two paychecks now being here. January, February, March. March was paid in April. So we have the one that was paid in April and the one paid in May, making up this information. If we look at this number compared to this number, it's different by, it should be once again, those two paychecks, what was taken out in terms of the 401k for the employee portion. The wages is going to be the two last paychecks, the one that was in May and April, that was actually printed in May and April of the 302. And then these two amounts are going to be the gross pay. So it's going to be the gross pay, which includes the total gross pay. It's not being decreased by the health insurance. It is being, and it's not being decreased by, it's the gross pay. It's not being increased, I should say, by the employer portion of the 401k being put into it. So the difference between these two numbers then is simply that the FIT, federal income tax, is decreased by the 401k. It's not being decreased by the insurance because we said the insurance was not subject to decreasing the amount for federal income taxes. This, of course, wouldn't be decreased in either case. The Social Security is what it is. It's gross pay right now. It should be pretty much the same until it hits the cap. We're multiplying times twice the rate, employer and employee portion. These two amounts then would be the employer and employee portion of the two checks that were written in the second month of the second quarter, which is April and May. And these add those two up, and that's going to be our total here so far. If we close this back out, we'll take a look at the W2 and W3 now. We're back into our report center. We're in the file forms, double-clicking the W2 and W3. We're going to say 2018 is our year and OK. We're going to say OK. And then we're going to review and edit. Next. 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 Okay, so now we have the information. This is the year-to-date information, of course. And you can see this is our typical W-2 type form for our one employee. This number differs from this number, and it's not different by the insurance that was paid because that's not being included in it. So the insurance was paid, in other words, by the employee, but it's not affecting the wages being reported. This 609 difference is the 16,250 minus the 15,641 is the 609. That's the employee portion of the 401k. So here we have 4 checks now. This being the 4 checks added up minus the employee portion of the 401k. This being the gross pay between these two of the 401k. The federal income tax withheld, is going to be just exactly the way it was calculated, whatever it was calculated in the terms it was calculated to get to this number. The Social Security and Medicare is going to be twice or it's going to be half of what was reported on the 941s. In other words, if we add up the 941s, we have 2 of them now, then the FIT, federal income tax, will add up to this. The Social Security will be half of what's on the 2 941s, the first and second quarter. The Medicare will be half what's on the 2 941s for the Medicare. This D then is the employee portion of the 401k. It's important because it's showing us the difference between these numbers, and then we have a retirement plan, and we have these items here. So note that this W3 isn't really being reduced at all by the fact that we paid for the employee for the insurance, the dental insurance in this case. It's not affecting the gross pay here or being reported in the gross pay, the wages up top. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.